Hi guys, and welcome back to King's Aquariums. Today we're going to be talking about gel ant farms. And I must say, we did get one for our little boy. This is just his homeschooling book. And we never actually used it with the ants though. We grew the grass and everything. I don't think we have any pictures of it now. This was probably around March time. And I admit they look pretty awesome. At first glance, they look great. The gel is supposed to provide all the water needs and nutrients that are needed to keep the ants healthy. So while they excavate the tunnels in it, and they can eat what they excavate and live fine. So obviously they're great for kids. You think, brilliant. Get one for my kids. Don't have to feed it. Don't have to keep having the water. And that looks great. However, a lot of these have been known to grow mould after a few weeks. A lot of people have mould problems with them, which obviously is very detrimental, very dangerous for your ants, because obviously they can die if they eat the mould food. It's not good for them. Essentially, it is a food source, so you think they're living in their food. And obviously they're going to be pooing in their food and everything as well. You know, it's all these things to talk about. So, yeah. And also there's been a lot of thing is, if you get a colony of a queen ant, the nutrients, there's not really enough protein source in the food, in the gel, to keep the colony going. Because obviously the queen needs the protein to be able to lay eggs. And the larvae need an awful lot of protein in order to develop into stronger ants, stronger generations of worker ants. And a lot of people have noticed that the queen's laying less eggs when they're in there. They don't lay as many eggs. And the worker ants, you're not really getting stronger ants as they go on. The generations move on. So that's just something else to think about. A lot of these also have really cool LED lights underneath, so obviously if you've got children, they can look at it, look at the gel, they can see it really well because of the LED lights, and that's cool. They see the tunnel and see how the ants work together. But again, the LED lights can easily stress out a colony of ants and stuff, because obviously they naturally live in underground in the dark, and that's what they like to really thrive. They like the dark and everything. So they can be stressed out by the ones with the LED lights on. And obviously the gel's transparent, which also helps you see all the tunnels and that go on. And they're also really good because the tunnels don't really collapse. You can carry them around and the tunnels won't collapse, whereas obviously with a dirt one, you have to be careful, leave it in the same place and not retouch it, just in case any of the tunnels collapse. So that's quite cool as well, obviously child friendly there as well. Yeah, also, some of them, for some reason, ours had air holes in the top, which is good, and we like that, but some of these you buy, and they actually ask you to remove the lid for a few minutes each day in order to let fresh air in, and let some more air cycle through, which obviously is a bit strange. You'd think they'd have air holes, because you're not going to want to keep doing that and then have an ants escape, are you? Especially if you've got kids and they decide, and that, I thought that was a bit strange to me. I'd want air holes, and just to know that they're fine and I can keep the lid on. Not only because I don't want you wouldn't want ants running around everywhere, but also you don't want workers to get detached and lost and everything from their colony. Every worker counts. But a lot of places, I think antskingdom.com, they sell gel setups, but they only sell them with an ant family, which is about 40 worker ants and no queen. Obviously, the workers will only live for a few weeks to a couple of months before dying out. And then, obviously, that's about the general kind of lifespan of the gel before that kind of can go bad and everything. So they're cool. And I'd suggest getting them with a worker ant family than an actual colony, if you just want your kids to be able to watch and teach them about the tunnels and everything, and they can watch the ants and learn about them, how they work and that, just obviously without the queen and the larvae and that, just to see how they all work together and stuff. So it's an educational way in that way. That's quite good. but I'd just say get an ant family rather than a colony, because the colonies don't really thrive in these setups. But we never used it with a gel. But a couple of months later, we got this setup sent to us from our son's nanny, my partner's mum. And that then, we took the gel out of here, because I did a bit more research into these, and then we took the gel out, and they've obviously got the coca peat in, and they're doing wonderful in there, which is quite good. But yeah, just do you like my little stickers I put on the back? I don't know if you can see it very clearly. It looks like there's a nice little forest behind them. We had some left over from one of the tanks that we hadn't used, fish tanks downstairs. I thought that looked quite cool, quite nice. But yeah, so we've just done that. We took so if you, but so and our son's fine. He loves them. We've got the modular set, which when the ants obviously, when she has her workers and they can all start moving around, he can look at them. But obviously he won't be able to see the tunnels forming. And stuff, but he understands they dig tunnels and everything, and we've drawn pictures and diagrams to help him understand, and he just loves watching them come out and eat. That's what he likes. I've actually got an ant out. I don't think I can get a clear shot there. Go, you can see. Hang on a minute. Right there, we've got an ant. I think it's having one of the 1 minute. £250, that's the day it has. But so that's about the gel ant farms anyway. Great for sort of temporary educational purposes with an ant family, but I would personally say that they're best for that, and I wouldn't get a colony for them to live in long term. But also, what I don't like is if you did have a colony and they grew and grow, you can't attach it to another farm or anything. So if they outgrow that, you've then got to try and move them into something else, which you can then attach new formicariums to and everything as well. So they are really just sort of made for temporary sort of things with an ant family, just to teach kids, really. I wouldn't, if you want a proper colony and a proper setup and stuff, I'd suggest either you take the gel out and you put cocoa peat in, or and they have a more natural setup, or you just get like a proper formicarium or modular acrylic setup, but that's just my opinion, and a lot of people, I've done a lot of research into these, and they're not really looked highly upon, other than obviously temporary sort of accommodation for educational purposes with ant family. But a lot of children do like them in these setups, but obviously they just can't really see the tunnels, but they are cool, and my sons love all his ants anyway, so. But yeah, that's just a little thing, and this is part of our little ant habitat mini-series sort of thing I'm doing. And next week I'll be talking about I think they're called white-tongue ant nests, I don't really, and so yes, hopefully you will look forward to that, and hopefully you found this quite interesting to learn about and stuff. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Bye.